What's happening, Saints fans? For this video, we're going to be diving into some keys to victory, how the two teams stack up for NFL Week 11. But I got to start off by asking, who you got? Type S for Saints, type B for Browns, and let me know down in the comment section who you think is going to ultimately win this matchup at the Superdome. So now let's dive into it. 5 keys to victory, how these two teams stack up against each other. How does the offense? How does the defense? What should we expect for this game? Let's start off with Cleveland. So the offense in Cleveland, it's not good. And to be honest, it's actually probably gotten better and improved since Deshaun Watson left. Not left, but has not been playing. Yeah, they're bad at yards per play. They're bad at scoring points. They're bad at yards per game. They're bad on third down. They're all right in the red zone, above league average, but not by much. Their defense, though, they're number 2 on third down. So that's a big key to victory for me. I don't actually have it mentioned, but winning on third down is extremely important. And when you look at how many yards per play the Browns give up and how effective they are in the red zone, I mean, this is a prime opportunity for New Orleans to steal another win. They're only 1-point favorites right now, I believe. Like, this is an opportunity for the Saints to really make some, not noise, but gain some confidence and gain a little bit of swagger and have a little bit of faith in themselves. And this is how the Browns stack up. Now, this is how New Orleans looks. They are aggressively league average when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. The only thing they really stand out at is their red zone percentage, and yeah, it's pretty solid. It's top 10. But they don't score a lot of points. League average. And out of 32 teams, 32 divided by 2 is 16. Thus, they are legitimately the definition of aggressively average. The defensive side of the ball has been giving up a lot of yards, though. And that needs to get fixed. That needs to get figured out. In the red zone, they've been good. Third down, they were really hot for a stretch there. That injuries continue to decimate the team. They played some better rosters, and they used to be one of the best teams on third down and in the red zone, offensively and defensively, but now that's not necessarily the case. But like I mentioned, this is a great opportunity for the New Orleans Saints to stack wins going into this bye week, and then afterwards, in the bye, guess what? You play against the Rams, who I'm not going to sit here and say are a bad football team. They're a good football team. But we just saw them lose to the Dolphins. To say that beating them is impossible is just outright wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying they're going to go win, but they have an opportunity. You can go and stack 2 wins. And after that, you stack a third. Guess what? Dennis Allen never got 3 wins in a row. Darren Rizzi does that. It's pretty good news in my opinion. Let's get into some keys to victory, though. This is the big one. Taliese Fuaga taking down Myles Garrett. I'm not saying legitimately taking him down. I mean, if there's pancakes involved, absolutely. Let's go hit up IHOP and let's get Taliese Fuaga a big old thing of pancakes. But he's going to have a big test against Myles Garrett, who is one of the best edge rushers in the National Football League, and that's not a new thing. That's been kind of the case for a while now. He's very good at getting after the quarterback. He's very good at stopping the run. So this is going to be a massive, massive test for Taliese Fuaga. And it also is going to be a big test for Trevor Penning because he has been very, very good as well. And if they want to move things around, then yeah, maybe they do go and line up Myles Garrett opposite of Penning. Maybe they don't. I don't think they will. I think they're going to target Taliese Fuaga. But I do also know this. The Browns traded Zadarius Smith at the trade deadline to the Detroit Lions. So their pass rush, I'm not going to say it got worse, but they don't have as much high-end talent. Ogbo Okoronkwo, he's going to be lining up opposite of Myles Garrett. So Trevor Penning is going to be going up against Okoronkwo. So expect that matchup. Expect Fuaga versus Garrett, and this is going to be a big test. This is going to be a massive, massive opportunity to get really quality reps for some young players that are still developing, but also to see what are these guys made of? What do they got? Are they going to play clean football? Are they going to dominate in the trenches? It's a really good opportunity for both of these guys, especially Fuaga. All right, next big thing is we got to win on the offensive side of the line. Let's go win on the defensive side of the line as well. The Browns, when it comes to their offensive line, not the best in the league, to be totally honest. And I do think that this is an opportunity for the New Orleans Saints to get a lot of sacks, to get a lot of pressures, to get a lot of quarterback hits. Because right now the Cleveland Browns, they have the highest QB sacked percentage in the National Football League at over 11%. Cleveland also averages over 37 passes per game, which is number 3. So you're going to see Jameis Winston drop back a lot. You're going to see the Cleveland Browns throw the football a lot. Some of that is because Nick Chubb wasn't healthy. Now he is. Some of that is because of who they had when they had Amari Cooper, before they traded him away, before Deshaun Watson and everything that this season's happened. Like, some things might be different, but you're going to see them throw the ball a lot. You're going to see the opportunity to get a lot of sacks. And let's keep it real. The Saints get burned a lot by mobile quarterbacks. Jameis Winston, when he was at Florida State, sure, he was mobile. He was hurling guys left and right, spinning, joking, whatever. He was good. That was also, what? I was in high school. That was years ago. That was a long time ago. He's not that same player. He's had a couple of leg injuries, had a couple of surgeries. So, no, he's not the same player. So the pass rush for New Orleans needs to stay hot. I'm looking at Peyton Turner. I'm looking at Cam Jordan. I'm looking at Carl Granderson, Chase Young. I'm looking at those 4 specific players. Peyton Turner had a very big welcome to the league game against the Falcons. Cam Jordan had his first sack against Atlanta of the season. Like, this is an opportunity for you to continue to go and feast defensively, especially in the trenches. So I want to see the Saints bring the house. I want to see them rush. You don't let them get a single yard, or whatever the quote is. You blitz every play. You don't give up 1 yard, whatever the quote is from Remember the Titans. You know what I'm saying. Long story short, Saints pass rush. Got to stay hot. So let's speak this one into existence. Who Dat Nation? Type sack down in the comment section. Get down below. Whip out the sacks. I said what I said. And speak it into existence. I want to see us get 100 comments that say sack in there. So I'm telling you, every 20 sacks that get commented, that means 1 on the field. So let's get a bunch, dude. Let's go get absolutely loaded this weekend. Let's see this defense absolutely feast. And if you want the defense to play good, but you want to look even better, I totally recommend the products from Public Rec. And I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. And I know you guys are sitting here thinking, dang, Trizzy, you look good. You probably feel good. You sound good. Well, it's all because of Public Rec, baby. And let's be real. Wearing pants absolutely sucks. So who decided that stiff, uncomfortable fabric digging into your family jewels was necessary to go out and look put together? Well, I'm here to tell you, fellas, that those days are finally over. And for a limited time, our listeners at Saints Now by Chat Sports will get 20% off their entire order when you use code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. That's 20% off your order at publicrec.com with promo code CHAT20. You see it at the bottom of your screen. It's in the comments. It's in the description as well. And guys, look at these shirts. Stretchy. They're long sleeve. They look good. They feel good. Like, no pit stains. No pit stains, baby. And for a husky guy like me, that means a lot. And it's cool. It feels good. Like, I love this shirt. And it's not only good for going out and having a nice dinner with Maddie, but it's also good for just lounging around the crib and when I want to watch Saints highlights with dude. If you want to go get yourself some sweatpants, some shirts, whatever you want, make sure you get them from Public Rec. Again, I cannot emphasize how great these products are, especially those pants that they got. So stop the suffering in regular pants, and for a limited time, reminder, you can get 20% off when you use code CHAT20 at checkout. That's 20% off with the code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Say goodbye to pants that put up a fight, because when comfort meets style, you have found Public Rec. You have also found another key to victory, and that is stopping the run against Nick Chubb. There's no question about it. Before the injury that Nick Chubb suffered last season, he was really, really, really good. And then the injury happened, and things started to kind of get a little bit derailed, but now he's back, and he's looking for a vengeance. They call him Batman. PD, Nick Chubb's Batman, right? I think that's what they call him. Look, he's coming back with he's looking for justice. And he's going to be using the Browns running back group that you see on your screen right now. Jerome Ford, Dante Foreman, and Nick Chubb. Those are going to be the 3 leading rushers to keep an eye out on for the Cleveland Browns. Big-time opportunities for Colin Saunders, Nathan Shepard, Brian Brzee, John Ridgeway, and Christian Boyd specifically to make something happen when it comes to stopping the run. The New Orleans Saints are very, very bad at stopping the run. They're actually the second worst in the league in giving up yards per carry at 5.1 yards per rush. They also give up over 1 touchdown per game on the ground. 1.4 total touchdowns per game on the ground. That is good for 29th in the league. They're terrible against the run. They're no good, they're bad, and that has to fix. That has to get changed. Whether it's right now or you address it in the offseason, this is not something that you can sustain for long term because these numbers, boy, do they stink. All right, let's go. Time to bring the straps. All right, boys, come on. Make sure you're strapped up. Make sure you're locked and loaded. Make sure you're ready to go because Alontae Taylor, baby, I'm going to need number uno to step it up. And you actually have the opportunity to possibly see Kool-Aid McKinstry and Alontae Taylor start opposite of each other as cornerbacks, outside cornerbacks specifically, for the first time this season. We have seen them get some run together, but that's been later in games. That's been at the end of games. It's not been as starters. So I want to see not just Alontae, I want to see Kool-Aid bring the straps and come ready to play. The pass catchers in Cleveland, they actually got rid of one at the trade deadline. They're pretty active. They traded away Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills, and that leaves Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, David Njoku, the tight end, and Elijah Moore as the top pass catchers for Jameis Winston. Expect Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy to get a lot of action. I think David Njoku will be utilized a lot in the red zone. And so this is where an opportunity for Alontae Taylor to step it up is huge. He has been stellar this season. He's been really, really good. Like, there's been a lot of negatives. Don't get me wrong. There's been penalties. There's been misplays. But there's been a lot of positive around number one. And I honestly would like to see him play opposite of Kool-Aid McKinstry. In my personal opinion, going into this season, I was under the belief that you're going to keep one of the two players between Paulson Adebo and Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore's been traded away. Paulson Adebo is out with a broken femur. He's a free agent this upcoming offseason. He might not play another snap in the black and gold. So, I've always kind of been saying this for a while now. I've been saying you should expect to see Alontae Taylor and Kool-Aid McKinstry be your starting cornerbacks for the foreseeable future. Of course, if Marshawn Lattimore or Paulson Adebo are around, then you move Alontae back into the slot. But I think he's pretty damn good on the outside. He's been really good in the slot as well, but I like number uno. He's been one of the best players this season for me. He's been one of the big storylines. And, hey, this celebration rocks. Shout out John Ridgway for hitting that last week. All right, friendly reminder. We did this last week before the game. Sub for dubs because interim head coaches had a really good win percentage in their first game as a head coach. But in their second game, not as quality. Interim head coaches are 4-6 in their second game. So let's keep the win streak alive. Let's get another dub. Sub for dubs if you believe in Darren Rizzi. If you love the Rizzler and, hey, you want a little extra swagger, I just encourage you to subscribe today and lock us in. For Darren Rizzi, don't do it for me. Don't do it for this bearded husky guy. Do it for Darren Rizzi. All right, last key to victory in producer text. I just want to make sure. Are we good on time? We got the sponsorship. Everything's good? Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure we're all good to go because this is a really important thing for me. And I had the opportunity to really dive into this. You have to give Marquez Valdes-Scantling opportunities. I mean, let's look at the wide receiver group right now. It's not very talented. And I'm not saying they're a bad group. Maybe they're a little bit bad. But they're not a high-end group. You add Chris Olave into the mix, it's a better group. You add Rashid Shaheed to the mix, it's a better group. You take away both of those players, it is very hurt, very decimated, so much so that Dante Pettis caught a pass last week for the New Orleans Saints. Bub Means on IR as well. Cedric Wilson did miss last week due to an injury. So we'll see if he can go this week. But for Marquez Valdes-Scantling specifically, he was so good, guys. He was so good against Atlanta. And I think that the Saints need to do everything in their power to scheme plays up for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So that way they can get success offensively. That way they can go and get these explosive big-time plays that really add some juice and really add confidence to a team. I think that he is a very talented football player. He's won Super Bowls. He's played with some of the league's best quarterbacks. And for him specifically, over 30 yards per catch, you got to give him the opportunity. You can't take him out of the factor. You can't make him a non-factor. Think about what the Saints have done with Chris Olave up to this point in the season, and when he's gotten hurt, they didn't really give him a ton of opportunities, but when they did, he answered the call. Give him opportunities. Don't be lazy. Don't be stupid. Throw the ball to MVS. That should be your F it. Somebody needs to be down there. Just going to huck it. MVS, hope you're there. If you have to do that every once in a while, so be it. Just give him opportunities. Don't take him out of the game. If the defense takes him out, whatever. Completely different story. But you cannot take away one of your best offensive weapons by yourself. You just cannot do that. All right, guys. If you want to get more coverage in between these videos, if you want to hit me up on social media, I also post a lot of highlights, a lot of memes, interactive content. I do a little bit of fun stuff as well. Hit me up on social media on X, Instagram, or TikTok. I'm on all 3 of the major platforms. So if you're on those accounts and you want to get more coverage, then hit your boy up. Be sure to subscribe. I'm also not too cool to ignore DMs. So if you do give me a follow, shoot me a DM, and let's chop it up about the New Orleans Saints. Y'all stay golden, Who Dat Nation. We'll see you on game day.